because it was such a time where everything was so standardized and so very much about just shut your fucking mouth. Yeah, you were a Nazi sympathizer. You need to shut up. Don't talk. Don't talk. And that sort of the reality of how prolific Nazism and Aryanism was in the 1920s through the 1950s, I think is also miscalculated. And so just because Hitler hadn't conquered the United States, so to speak, Nazism was rampant here. Open white supremacy was rampant. And the 50s were the closed ranks, white culture saying, we're not going to talk about it. Everybody shut up. Canada did the same thing. And the sort of anything that was that was attached to that white culture, that was basically assimilated through the United Kingdom, it was closed ranks. And what happened in the 60s was the refusal to continue the sort of fascist social metrics that were carried on from that Nazi mentality from the 20s, 30s, and 40s into the 50s. I mean, when you look at the 1950s were sort of the epic manifestation of social fascism. They really were. And everywhere, not just, so because again, this idea that humans can sort of pivot and just change their minds as a social beast is completely ridiculous. Humans do not pivot as a group easily. Especially when they think that when they've been convinced that they are in the right, and also because they think that as a large group they are justified in what they think, and it's a very complex kind of apparatus to deconstruct. And the only thing that really actually started to deconstruct the fascist socialism mindset that was in place in the 50s was the kind of like tribunal congressional hearings that started to pull people out of the trenches and out of their rabbit holes and say, fuck you, what did you do? Now, granted, those tribunals were trotted out